Okay, so picture this. You're about to walk into a high-stakes meeting, right? And Interactive Brokers, IPKR, for those in the know, is the name on everyone's mind.
Yeah, talk about a company making waves.
Big time.
Yeah.
And you got to come in loaded with knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Their business models, strengths, weaknesses, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
But here's the catch.
Who's got time to wade through annual reports like they're Tolstoy?
It's brutal. Those things are dense. But that's why we're here. We did the heavy lifting going through their 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 reports so you don't have to.
Think of this as your IBKR cheat sheet.
Exactly. We're giving you those golden nuggets, the need-to-know info to sound like a Wall Street whiz.
No jargon overload here.
Absolutely not. So let's break it down, shall we? Interactive Brokers, what's the deal? They're an electronic brokerage firm, but what does that even mean?
Right. It's more than just an app to trade stocks, right? We're talking a massive range of investments, stocks, options, futures, Forex, you name it. And they're not just U.S. focused either. IBKR is globally connected. Clients in over 200 countries and territories. It's huge.
Connecting investors around the world. They literally use that phrase in their 2022 report. Ambitious. But global reach only gets you so far. What makes them stand out? Why are they thriving when some brokerages are struggling?
It's a few things combined, but their tech game. And that relentless low-cost model, that's their secret sauce.
Low cost, how low are we talking?
Seriously low. See, IBKR poured resources into their own tech platform. It automates so much of what they do.
Streamlined, efficient, I like it.
Exactly. That's how they keep costs down, which they pass on to the customer. Super low fees, tiny commissions. It's a game changer.
So like the Costco of the brokerage world. High volume, low margins.
You got it. But just like Costco attracts a certain kind of shopper.
You attract a certain kind of investor.
Bingo. Remember all those mentions of sophisticated investors in their reports?
Okay, yeah, they say that a lot, but what does it actually mean? Give me the breakdown.
We're talking institutional players, hedge funds, high net worth individuals, even other brokerage firms.
The big leagues.
Exactly. These aren't messing around with basic trading apps. They need speed, efficiency, the ability to make complex trades without breaking the bank.
They need IBKR.
Whoa.
Okay, so they're reeling in the big fish, but do the numbers back up this whole global domination strategy?
Let's just say, the past 5 years, IBKR has been on a roll.
Let's talk numbers. Their 2022 report, revenues through the roof, $1.7 billion to $3.1 billion. And get this, over 1 million new client accounts in that same time frame.
They're not messing around.
Not at all. Clearly, something's working right. Their approach is resonating. But gotta ask, every success story has its challenges, right?
Always. And to really understand those challenges, we gotta look at their tech even closer.
Because every rose has its thorn.
Something like that. It's a double-edged sword, this tech reliance, but we'll get into that.
All right, tease. Tech Talk it is. All right, Tech Talk time. It's practically an obsession with IBKR, this proprietary technology of theirs.
Oh, it's more than an obsession. It's like the backbone of everything they do.
And those growth numbers, they're onto something. But, okay, brass tacks. What does this tech actually do?
Imagine this. You go to place a trade. Yeah. Most places, they just send that to one exchange. Done deal. Not IBKR. They've got this system, IB Smart Routing SM. It's like Scout, but for your money. Zipping around, checking multiple exchanges, different countries even, all to snag you the best price possible.
That's some next level stuff right there, my own personal trading ninja. But they also mention risk management a lot. How does tech factor in there?
Right, so think about the sophisticated investors we mentioned, right? They're not playing it safe. Often they're using leverage.
Leverage meaning?
They're borrowing money to make bigger trades, amplifies gains, but also...
Yeah, the market takes a dive.
Exactly, you're in deep. That's where IBKR's tech comes in. Real-time margin calculations, it's constantly watching your account, making sure you've got enough to cover those potential losses based on how the market's moving that very second.
So it's like a safety net for high rollers.
Pretty much. Lets them play the game, but with hopefully less risk of total wipeout. But it's not just for the hedge fund guys. Their reports talk about personalized futures for us regular investors, too.
Right. So it's not all just catering to the big whales.
Nope. Think about it. You log in and boom, the system's already crunching numbers. Your tax situation, what you've traded before, even how much risk you're comfortable with.
So it's tailoring things to me personally.
It's like having a financial advisor built right in.
Right.
Suggest stuff that might actually be useful based on your unique situation. They're big on making this complex world of finance, well, less complex.
I like the sound of that. But there's always a but, isn't there? This heavy reliance on tech. Gotta have downsides.
You're catching on. IBKR is pretty upfront about the risks, though. Imagine just for a second their system goes down.
Oh, that's not good. Not good at all.
Chaos, right? People can't access their accounts, trades are frozen.
Hmm.
Especially in today's market, speed is everything.
And then there's the hackers, always lurking.
Huge risk. Financial data, transactions, that's a gold mine for them. And it's not like other brokerages are just sitting back watching this happen.
Right. They see IBKR doing well. They're going to up their own tech game.
It's an arms race. So IBKR, they're walking a tightrope. Tech makes them special, but if it fails or someone gets through, that's big trouble.
So they got to stay one step ahead, constantly evolving.
Exactly. They know they can't afford to fall behind. But you know, there's another side to IBKR that might be their secret weapon, their company culture.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that. We've talked tech, we've talked global reach. What about the heart and soul of IBKR? What kind of company culture have they built? So we've covered a lot of ground, the tech, the global scale, but every company has a personality, right? What's IBKR's company culture like?
This is where it gets interesting. Check this out. Their founder, Thomas Peterfy, he's quoted in their 2020 report saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's not just about profits for them. It's about, get this, a more informed and stable society through access to financial markets.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
not your typical Wall Street soundbite. Almost too good to be true.
Right. But then you see some of the features they've actually built, and it's like, maybe they walk the walk.
Okay, I'm listening. Give me an example. How does that philosophy actually play out?
Take their impact dashboard. Rolled it out in 2022. This thing lets investors align their portfolio with their values.
Hold on, like literally.
Yeah. So if you care about, say, environmental stuff, social justice, whatever, you can actually see which investments match up.
That's kind of cool. So it's like putting your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. They're giving you the tools to do that. And it's not just the social impact angle either. They're also all about personalization, making this stuff less intimidating for regular folks.
Their reports mention personalized features, but paint me a picture. What's that look like for the average investor?
Okay, so you log into your IBKR account, right? Behind the scenes, the system is already crunching data. What have you traded? What's your tax situation? All that. And boom, it's suggesting stuff that's actually relevant to you. Tax-efficient moves. Maybe you're missing out on some savings. It's like a personal assistant, but for your money.
Okay, now that I can get used to. Sounds way less overwhelming. But remember how we were talking about the sophisticated investors? They're all about managing risk.
Well, absolutely. And you know what's interesting? IBKR practices what they preach. Remember all that talk about their global reach?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Well, their 2023 report, they talk about this currency diversification strategy they use. Basically, they spread their own assets around different currencies, protecting themselves if the US dollar goes shaky.
Ah, so they're not just telling others to manage risk. They're doing it themselves.
Smart, right?
Big time. Okay, before we wrap up, got to get some of those intriguing tidbits. Any other IBKR fun facts we should know?
Well, we can't talk about IBKR without mentioning the founder's story, Thomas Peterfy.
Right, from trading floor to tech titan, what's his deal?
Dude's a legend. Back in the 80s, he builds the very first handheld computer for trading stocks. Like, imagine that on the floor of the American Stock Exchange. Talk about a game changer.
Talk about ahead of his time. So the innovation thing, it's in their blood.
100%. Oh, and speaking of wild times, you remember that whole West Texas crude oil thing?
Oil prices going negative, how could I forget?
So their 2022 and 2023 reports, they talk about navigating that craziness. Customers losing money, the market doing things nobody expected. They had to handle all that.
Shows you, even with all the tech, all the planning, sometimes the financial world throws you a curveball.
Big time. Makes you think, right? We've seen how much IBKR is betting on tech, and it's working so far. But what about 5, 10 years down the line? Will that still be enough?
It's a good question. What else could shape their future besides just the tech?
Right. What else do they need to stay ahead? It's something to think about.
Definitely gives us a lot to chew on. Well, there you have it. Interactive Brokers Demystified. If you're hungry for more details, we've got you covered. Links to all those reports, all those juicy details, they're right there in the show notes.